Found in the journal of Samlot Smoothskin. It's been days since I last had the energy to write in this. Only one day after I saved some prisoners from their Piglin captors from some aggressive hoglins, I began training with the Piglin Grunt Corps. During my battle with the hoglins, a piece of my gold pickaxe broke off and impaled me. Somehow this metal has given me some sort of powers. I can move at extraordinary speeds, bend in unnatural ways. It's as if when I call on this power, time itself slows for me. I've been careful to only move ever so slightly faster than a natural human, as to not draw too much attention while training with these soldiers. Even so, the fact that a human can keep up at all is remarkable. Wonderful. The Piglins are having a ball tonight. I can hear the off-kilter music drifting up to my quarters. When I was working in the mines, the others and I would talk about the overworld. They would describe the colorful balls and feasts, the castle with flags and jousting. I was taken from the world of men, too young to remember it, but it sounds splendid. Mac, one of the prisoners who often worked beside me, seemed to think that the Piglin's culture developed as a warped reflection of human culture, as if they could see how the elite humans of my world behaved, but not too clearly. It seemed as good of reasoning as any, I suppose. I need to sleep tonight. The captain in charge of my grunt unit told us we were going out on a training mission tomorrow. I hope this music doesn't keep me up. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Realm of Vasten. My name's Fix. I've been doing some work here. I built the back part of the palace and I think it's starting to turn out pretty nicely. This is going to be a multi-episode sort of build, maybe a many episode build depending on just how big and how extravagant it gets. But why don't we jump right immediately into a time lapse? I can catch you up to speed on what we've done so far and then what we're going to do moving forward. Okay, let's hop right in. Well, how about that? Pretty nice turnout there. Here's some stuff you didn't see. So the idea is, this is where the Piglin come in. Now, the story, I have the story kind of penned out. Okay, I have the story penned out, and I'm building this season. I'm building what the story is. So, in the story today, we talked a little bit about sort of the Piglin's culture and that kind of stuff. And so I thought, well, let's build some of that. So whenever they walk in for their balls and their dinners and their fancy stuff, as fancy as they know how to get to, they walk through this little room room here. I was borrowing these trapdoor and shroom lights from I think Joxy came up with that. It's really a very cool look. And here, they've put their weapons here. They can't take their weapons in. Then they walk in here, and this is where they feast on their very raw beef. And they made a little kitchen back here. And this is where they cook up their kitchen, barely though. See, the thing is, piglins, like they think that they're trying to be like human, right? In their own way, but they can't quite get it right. So like they think, oh yeah, we have to cook food, so they cook it, but they like it raw, kind of. So they only cook it for like a second, and then they take it off, and that's why it's all still looking really raw. And then they bring it out here, and they eat it. Never mind that looks like water. We're gonna pretend like it's something else because there can't be water in the Nether. It's gonna be blood or something. I don't know. And then they walk through here, and this is where you fight all your magma spots. I mean, look, seriously, this is like every second of this build. Just every second of this build is this. Anyway, so okay, so then they walk in through here, and there's going to be over here, right in here. This is going to be like a ballroom. This is going to be like where they do their weird sort of piglin dances, and you know, again, trying like. They have this image. It's like a distorted image of what medieval human life is kind of like, and so they're trying, and they think they nail it. But of course, you know, if you are a human, you look at it and you're like, oh, this is whack, right? This is super weird. So that's going to be kind of the idea of their culture here, at least in the castle area. So they have their little balls, maybe a little sitting room. It's like, you know, they're doing all the stuff that you would want to do. If you were living in medieval culture, but again, looking at it through like a smudged, cracked mirror. That's kind of the idea, right? So, yeah, I think it's cool. It's really hard to focus. Honestly, it's really hard to focus on either building or recording whenever you're just constantly warring with magma slimes. So I thought in here, maybe we could do like maybe, I don't know, maybe like an office or something. And then some of these are going to go really tall. So let's go outside so we can take a look at basically how this whole place looks. I hopped in a spectator because it's a lot easier to see here. So I think I wanted to do the couple lowest points now, so I know that's why I went ahead and put those crimson wood roofs on, because now I know that those are basically the low points. Then I know the high points are going to go up a lot taller. So that one right in the middle is going to go up very tall. That's going to be one of the tallest ones. And then the ballrooms over on the far right side are going to be very, very tall. And then everything else is going to kind of swoop down in between. I think it should be cool. And if it's tall enough, I think you should be able to see it from the ground. You know, I wanted to blend in pretty well with the stuff I built previously, and also the stuff Juxie's doing, and also some of the stuff the other guys are doing as well. But one thing that I don't think I really like in this castle is that brick and red sandstone look. I mean, I think it's really, really cool, but with the crimson wood, I don't think it necessarily fits. So I think what I'm going to do is probably end up taking that out and making it probably white, because I'd like to draw more white in here just to keep everything a little bit lighter. You know, if you haven't noticed, this can get a little bit dreary. So I think we need to use some of the white to really, really just kind of keep it, I don't know, less miserable. Less miserable, right? I mean, that's like, that's the goal. Less miserable. Isn't that the goal of all of our lives, to just be less miserable? So, okay, what I think I would like to work on for the rest of the day is this center tower, and get this center tower going up fairly tall. And we'll probably end up detailing it later, but I just want to get the bulk of it so we know how it's going to be. Now, seeing how low these roofs are from this vantage point, anyone come up behind me? No? Okay. Then I don't think it can be quite as tall as I had really necessarily initially hoped. I had kind of hoped to take it the whole way up to the ceiling, but I think that's going to look kind of ridiculous because these roofs are down here. And I like these roofs being down here. I like these being one-story roofs, because then if we go up tall enough, we can do a second sort of passover area there that I think could be really, really cool and add a lot of vibrance and look to the build. Also, in addition, I want to connect this tower backwards into that, so that way the whole thing's connected. Also, you know how much I love to walk under stuff. This way, whenever you're walking down on this path right here, you're going to walk under that one, or you could walk over there and you're going to walk under. Yeah, walking under stuff is great. It's a great part of building, and something I really, really love. Oh, geez, okay. Oh, that's magma. Still would have hurt. Okay. All right, anyway, let's get into building some of this, and we'll see what comes next. right, then let's take a look. I have this all pretty much detailed out here. I think it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. I've learned some lessons, you know, here where you know, there's a brand new palette, brand new style for us, and some new things I want to sort of work on. And it's a tough one because, you know, we are trying to kind of keep an eye on what's going on here with Jimway and Joxy and Chaos and some of the other guys who are building, and, you know, still do my own thing, but also have it connect seamlessly and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think this tower is done. Now, unfortunately, there's not a way up to it. I've just been flying to get up there, but let's go take a look around over this way. By the way, this red carpet doesn't work at all. It's got to go. It's got to go. The red is too close to this sort of maroon red-ish sort of color, and it's weird. It needs to be white or, you know, a different gray or something else. But this is really nice. I think this is really cool. I really like these trapdoors, actually. I think they're kind of cool. It's a very different look. I know it's just it's just like Acacia, the old Acacia trapdoors, like turned, right? But I think it's cool. It's so different, such a different look for Minecraft. I think it's really nice. So if you go in here, then you're going to get to this area, which we saw. I had some taps, and a little bit of stuff. I did add some painting. I figured, you know, maybe these guys would bring back plundered paintings of the overworld, and, you know, it'd be something where they could be like, remember, this is where we want to attack, right? This is kind of like, this is the enemy. And I think that's a really cool thing. A little bit of cross beams up there. I think it was kind of cool. Really trying to work in as much of this crimson wood as I can. Over here, I brought in a little bit of lava. I thought that also works really well, flowing down through the windows. I might do a lot of that, actually. You know, not only does it give light, which we seriously need in the Nether, but I think it's just kind of cool. I don't even really know what's going on here. I just kind of, I wanted to frame the painting with some of this crimson, and yeah, that's okay. I don't mind it. This, as we saw, is the kitchen where they cook their food just a little bit. And like you heard in the lore intro, you know, they like I said, it's like in a dirty mirror, right? That's kind of what they're basing their stuff on. I think that's pretty cool. I didn't go any further than this. All the rest of this is just nothing. I hear there's a magma somewhere around there. So let's fly up here and take a little look at this. Oh man, this is where I've been looking, but I'm like a 4% hit rate on this. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, you can't see. That's right. I had Optifine running. You can see a little bit better, but I don't have it currently. So yeah, here's the basic thing, and I think it's kind of cool. Down the bottom there, we did some of the crimson nylium. Is that what it is? Crimson nylium, I think. And I think it's good. Definitely, this has got to go. That palette of the red sandstone and brick it doesn't really work with the crimson wood really at all. It's just too different, you know. A couple other little tiny mini things I did, and I think I'm gonna finish the job, but I took out that roof on that little house straight ahead and made it the crimson wood as well. And I think I'm gonna take away that white stripe. I kind of want to see what the white stripe would look like as a highlight, and it looks like crap, so we're gonna get rid of that as well. The other thing I definitely want to do, I'm not going to do this until we get further down the road, but I definitely want to have a lot of overgrown warped stuff like this up here. I just want to have this growing down, cascading everywhere, just like it's, you know, like it's growing wildly out of control, and they just cut it back every once in a while and can't even get rid of it, right? Someone coming? No? Man, you got to keep your head on a swivel when you're working here. And so I'm probably gonna change that out for either white or the crimson or some variation of it or something. But I think it's kind of nice. So, you know, where are the hero of our journey, Samot Smoothskin, lives? He lives up there. He lives right up in that tower. That's his house. And where he's hearing a ball happen is actually going to be right in that room over there. So, you know, every time they have a ball, and you can imagine like, I'm almost thinking like horror music almost. If you can imagine like horror music that is, it's like ball music, but it's not quite right, and it's a little, you know, it's a little screwed up, and that's kind of the music I'm thinking that would play in their Piglin balls, right? I think it's such a cool idea to have them, you know, trying to emulate human kind as much as they can. And in fact, we're gonna write. That's sort of that little idea that we have right there. That's not a throwaway idea. That's actually going to be the point of the whole story. So if you're hanging in there for the lore, that is going to give you an idea of where the story is going, is how are they emulating human culture and all that kind of stuff, and why, and everything. So that's kind of the idea. Let's do a little fly through, as we do often in the end of these episodes, because so much happens. You know, Vasten right now is probably on a either 5 or 6 day sort of rotation for me, because of how long it takes to do these episodes and everything. And so a lot of stuff happens on the server in between those times. It looks like there's some really cool builds going on over here. Man, you just gotta like roll. Look at these. And yeah, I know Chaos has been working really hard. He said like last episode, he was like, oh man, if you saw it before, you got to see it next time. Let me kill these guys. I'll be right back. And then, you know, not only was Chaos telling me about that, but then also I watched Sandman's video, which just came out today for me. I'm recording this on Monday, and this video probably going to come out to like Thursday or Friday. And his stuff had a lot of new stuff. So yeah, there's just this whole place, this whole kingdom is just, man, it's so growing organically. And you know, that's my favorite thing about building in this way is like, you know, there's two ways to build when you're doing a build team. One way is you have a really, really set plan. You're like, okay, you do this, we're gonna do this. You outline everything in wool, you do the whole bit. You know, you've all seen it. I don't love that way because I find that means one person can be really creative and the rest are kind of filling in the blanks, right? Which can be cool, but I think it's more creative when you're surrounded by super, super creative, amazing people. Uh-oh, I think I see what Chaos is working on. There's some barracks coming in this way, I know. Then I think that you want to do everything you can to not stifle that creativity, right? So, you know, here in ROV, and this, look, I honestly, I know that this isn't going to be the greatest for everyone. I know it's not, because I know some people are like, hey, tell me what to do. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, you know, because your ideas are going to be better than my ideas. You know, oh yeah, look what Sandman's doing. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. What a master builder. I think that crane, I think he even said that's very influenced by Jux's build, but oh, this quarry is going to be really cool. Really great. Oh, I love like the openness leading in there too. That's really a cool bit as well. So anyway, so yeah, so in ROV basically, you know, we don't tell you exactly what to do. We say like, okay, this is the general basic district. Go do what you will. And I find that, you know, people build trees like this, smokestacks like that, houses like that, you know, all this kind of stuff, this little underpass. And yeah, it's so much better. It's so much better that way, you know, in my opinion. And you know, that means unfortunately what happens is sometimes there's a build springs up right where you had planned to do a build. Cool. We've talked about this a lot. Okay, great. So move your build, or maybe now your build goes in a different direction, or now it has a different shape, whatever. That's the beauty of building. I was listening to Joel, and I had talked about that a long time ago, and I was listening to him sort of reiterate that on the Spawn Chunks just today, just this morning, about how whenever you're building right beside someone, sometimes they do something that you hadn't really intended, and you just got to go with the flow. And that's my very, very singular favorite thing about Minecraft. You know, hello. Oh, jeez. I just threw my. Oh no! I just threw my sword at them. Oh boy, that's not good. Oh man, one more hit would have had me. I just freaked out. And threw my sword. I just chucked my netherite sword at them. That's really poor combat. If you're in combat, hey, here's a tip. Here's a tip for the kids. If you're in combat, don't just freaking throw your sword at the enemy. Use it to chop their head off. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. That's going to do it for me today. We're going to wrap it up. So I will see you all next episode from Realm of Vasten. Like I said, you know, before though, if you're not watching the Bedrock series, I know it's Bedrock, and everyone's like, oh, that's, you know, I play Java. It's the freaking same game because I'm not a technical guy. I'm not a redstoner, you know. So because I'm not really a redstoner, it's like it's just building. It's just building that's on that platform. So if you just watch it and close your eyes for a second and then open your eyes, you're not even going to know that it's Bedrock, to be totally honest. So I will see you all next episode. Oh, geez, I look at him. No, okay. Scared the crap out of me. Okay, I'll see you next episode. Bye, everybody.